Hello, friends. I welcome you all to this ninth lecture of mine. So, I think you have seen the previous lecture, which is named as coil spring clutch or coil spring pressure plate. Okay, so the coil spring pressure plate and diaphragm spring pressure plate, or coil spring clutch and diaphragm spring clutch, these two are very small topics, but I given separately so that you can understand more details and you may know how it is works. Okay, so here we are going to see diaphragm spring clutch. Okay, the picture which you are seeing, from this the diaphragm name came. Okay, from this only we have taken them from mechanical, how it expands. Okay, how it expands, we are seeing here the diaphragms are expanding. Okay, if you see here, it is expanding. From this only the diaphragm word came. So as usual, you know, it is an automobile engineering subject. The code is 1625505 as per SBD Bihar, and we are going to see the diaphragm spring clutch. This is my ninth lecture, and myself, I am Arun Pandian, lecturer of mechanical department, GEMS Polytechnic College, Aurangabad, Bihar. Okay, so we are going to see the content. Okay, so what are the content we are going to see in this video? Okay, about what topic we are going to see regarding diaphragm spring clutch. The first point is definition of diaphragm spring clutch. Second one, introduction. We are going to see the introduction. Number 3, diagram. We are going to see the diagram of diaphragm spring clutch. There are two. One is engaged and disengaged. Both are we are going to see. And number 4, main parts of diaphragm spring clutch. Number 5, working principle. And number 6, disadvantages. And number 6, advantages, and number 7, disadvantages. Okay, so I want to give an advice or a suggestion for all the diploma students, and if you are a BSB student also, keep the 7 points in your mind. Okay, so in the place of introduction, you can keep it as a construction also. So that is also no problem. Keep the 7 points, whatever the topic it may be. If it is regarding automobile engineering or any operation process or any component, how it operates, if it is asking, just keep the 7 points in your mind. So why I'm telling, definition, you have to write the definition of that topic. Number 2, introduction or construction of that topic. Draw the diagram and write the main parts from the diagram. Write the working principle, advantages, disadvantages. If you want to add, you can add 8 point as application. Okay, so these are the points so that you can write it by step, and it will look good also. It will give you a good presentation, and to look at when you for the correction also, it will give a good mind to correct your paper. So keep the 7 points in your mind. Okay, so first one, we are going to see the definition. What is the definition of diaphragm spring clutch? Okay, there are so many of one by one I will explain you, so that which one is easy for you, you can take it. Okay, a round dish shaped piece of flat spring steel. It is used to force the pressure plate against the clutch disc in some clutches, not in every clutch. Okay, so it will force the pressure, it will force the clutch it will force the pressure plate against the clutch. It will force the pressure plate against the clutch in some clutches. Number 2, okay, so this is the picture of diaphragm spring pressure plate or clutch. This is the picture so that you may have an idea. Okay, another picture I'm showing here. This is also the another picture of diaphragm spring clutch. If you see here, this is the diaphragm picture. These are the diaphragm spring clutch. Got it? And this will be fixed here. We are going to see how it operates. Okay, we are going to see a GIF file how it operates. Okay, so the see here, you can understand it clearly. Okay, so now introduction of diaphragm spring clutch. And we are going to see an introduction how it created or construction of diaphragm spring clutch. First point is, in this type of diagram type springs are used instead of coil or helical spring. Okay, this diaphragm, sorry. In this type of diaphragm type springs are used. In this type, diaphragm type springs are used instead of coil or helical springs. Number second point, this type of clutch does not require any release levers as the spring itself acts as the series of levers. No need of release levers. It doesn't need any release levers because of here the pressure plate will act as a spring itself. Okay. And the third point, this type of springs do not have constant rate characteristics as in the case of coil springs, and the pressure on the diaphragm springs increase until it is in flat position. Thereafter decreases after passing this position. Okay. So here if the diaphragm springs increases until it is in a flat position. If it is flat position, it increases the case of coil spring. The characteristic is in the case of coil springs, and the pressure on the diaphragm springs increases until it is in flat position. Okay. The third point, hence the driver does not have to exert heavy pedal pressure. No need to give a heavy pedal pressure to hold the clutch out of engagement compared to coil spring type. Compared to the coil spring type, a driver have to give a heavy pedal pressure if it is a coil spring type, but here the driver does not have to exert heavy pedal pressure. Okay. And this in coil spring type, the spring pressure increases when the pedal is depressed. To disengage the clutch, and high pressure is required to keep the clutch in disengaged position. Okay. And now it is continued only. This clutch consists of, there are A, conventional friction clutch, number 2, thrust plate, number 3, diaphragm type spring, and number 4, release valve. These are the 4 main parts which is in the diaphragm spring clutch. Okay. And next, the diaphragm is held between the inner end of the main bearing and its outer circumference fits into the counter bore of the thrust plate. Okay. So this diaphragm will be held between the inner end of the main bearing and its outer circumference fits. Okay. The central position of the diaphragm spring is divided into several segments by radial slots terminating into holes. You have seen in the picture how it is divided. Okay. You have seen the picture. So now this segment acts like spring, providing the required thrust on the pressure plate. Okay. If you see, it will be like this only. Okay. So this one, if I press the clutch pedal, it will go down. Okay. If I release it, it will automatically come to the original position. No need. If I want to release it, that's all. So this action when happens, that is only mentioned here. This segment acts like a spring, providing the required thrust on the pressure plate. Okay. So this is the meaning of that. Okay. And the next point is, the simple arrangement eliminates the necessity for providing separate release levers. Okay. This which I explained through the drawing. So by using this, it removes the necessity for providing separate release levers. Okay. So see here, you are seeing in the picture, you are seeing in this how the diaphragm spring clutch works. Okay, you are seeing in the view how the diaphragm spring clutch works. Okay, once again, if you see here, When I press the clutch plate, it's go inside. When I release, it will automatically release outside. For this only in previous slide we have seen that there is no need of releasing. There is no need of releasing springs or releasing levers. It will automatically releases. Okay. For that purpose, in the previous slide we have seen that there is no need of necessity to provide the release levers. Okay. Because of you are seeing on the picture how it automatically releases. Okay. So we have to see the diagram of diaphragm spring clutch if it is engaged. Okay, in engaged condition, how it look like. Okay, so see here. So as same as like you have to draw the drawing in the exam. So the parts are mentioned here. The two drawings you are going to draw. One is engaged condition. Second one is disengaged condition. Engaged, if I press the clutch pedal, how it will be. If I release it, how it will be. Okay. So this is engaged condition. It is pressed. So the diaphragm spring clutch is engaged with the clutch disc. It is the engaged position. So the parts are given here. Flywheel, clutch disc, crankshaft, pressure ring, release fork, throwout bearing, input shaft, diaphragm spring fulcrum and clutch cover. These are the main parts of the diaphragm spring clutch. The second one, if it is in disengaged condition, the picture will be look like this. What is the difference for this picture? Only one thing is different. Okay, if we see here, this is straight. If you see here, this is straight. Okay, but if you see it here, it is curved shape. Can you get the point? If it is pressed, it will come to the straight position. When I release it, when I take the leg from it, it will come to the original position and this will be in a curved. Can you got the point? So this is the difference between engaged condition and disengaged condition. So next, what are the main parts of diaphragm spring clutch? What are the main parts? Okay, number one is flywheel. Number two, clutch plate. Number three, pressure plate. And number four, throwout bearing, diaphragm spring, clutch cover and release fork. These are the 7 main parts of the diaphragm spring clutch. As I told, write step by step, then the presentation will also look good and you can also understand it in your to memorize it or to understand the concept. It will be easy for you also. Next we are going to see the working principle of diaphragm spring clutch. First point is in the engaged condition. If it is in the engaged condition, the spring pivots on the inner pivot rings as it is held on the clutch cover so that its outer rings contact with the pressure plate. Okay. So if it is engaged condition, the diaphragm pressure plate or diaphragm spring clutch will be held on the clutch cover so that its outer rings contacts with the outer rings will have a contact with the pressure plate. Okay, and now again in this conical position, the spring exerts through pressure to keep the pressure plate in firm contact with the clutch plate and flywheel. It keeps the contact firm. Okay, and next, disengaged condition. Previously we have seen if it is in the engaged condition, but now in this we are going to see if it is in the disengaged condition. When the pedal is depressed, the linkage moves release bearing towards the flywheel to disengage the clutch. Okay, it moves the release bearing and it releases and it will cut the linkage between the flywheel and it disengage the clutch. The second point is, as the bearing contact with inner position of the conical springs, it moves that position forward, which causes the link to move backward. Okay. And the last point, this removes the pressure on the pressure plate and release the clutch plate from contact with other driving members. Already we have seen in the picture, if it is the engaged position, it will be on the straight. If I press it, it will be on the conical brace. Okay, so these are the, if I push and if I release. Okay, and now we are going to see the advantages of the diaphragm spring clutch. What are the advantages? First point is, it is more compact by means of storing energy. Thus, compact design results in smaller clutch housing. It is more compact by means of storing energy. Number two, diaphragm spring is less affected by centrifugal forces. Because of, you have seen the picture, it doesn't have any centrifugal, it's less affected because of it will expand and it will come to the original position. So centrifugal force will not affect more in this clutch. Okay. In diaphragm spring, the load deflection curve is not linear. Therefore, in this case, the clutch facing veers the pressure by diaphragm spring gradually increases. And the fourth point is, the diaphragm spring acts as both the clamping spring as well as the release lever. But on the coil spring, it is not like that. Okay, it acts only a clamping force, only for the clamping spring. But for the release, we have to use the release lever. Here, not like that. Diaphragm spring acts the both clamping spring also and release lever also. So what are the disadvantages of the diaphragm spring clutch? First point, to get more coefficient of friction, the size and diameter of spring is increased. Okay, so as per the diameter only, the coefficient of friction will be increased. Okay, and number two, compared to diaphragm spring, coil springs have tendency to distort in the transverse direction at higher speeds. Okay, and these are the reference which I will go through these books to get more about diaphragm spring clutch. Again, I'm telling, the coil spring clutch and the diaphragm spring clutch are the short topics, so that I will get taken on this timing. Okay, and then, so these are the summary which we have seen in this chapter. So as usual told, you can replace in the place of introduction as a construction. So just detailing, if you read it, you may understand the concept of diaphragm spring clutch. Okay, so I would like to thank you all to listening this video, and I will meet you at the next lecture 10 with the topic of gearbox. Okay, till then, thank you.